Welcome back to 0.5%. This is episode 6. Today we'll be going over more trades of Google, back-to-back trades after our successful trade of Google on the 17th and the review we did in episode 5. I had another successful trade with Google on the 18th, and then in part 2 we'll go over a third successful trade with Google on the 19th. Both of these trades were set up the same. I stuck to the plan, which helped take emotions out of it. You'll see in part 1, I've got a section to talk about that. There was one point I was really tempted to buy in, but it broke one of my rules, and thankfully I didn't, because it would have taken me forever to recover. And then in part 2, we'll be going over another successful trade, but this time I was willing to risk more money and ended up profiting more. So pretty excited about both of these. Let's get into it. All right, before we jump into my second day trading Google, I opened up the spreadsheet, starting on the 100K tab. You can see I've added my 8th day of trading on March 18th, bringing the total actual and paper gains to $230.56. Take a look at the tracker. Highlighted here is the trade we'll be going over today. Second day trading Google. Similar trade, similar setup. Bought 10 shares at $160.32 this time. Set a limit sell for exactly half of 1%. That was a sell price of $161.12. I realized $8. All right, so let's jump into the chart. I've got it set up right here on the 5-minute candlesticks. On the left side, this is the trade that I completed yesterday, and this is the trade I completed today. So I'm going to scroll over to today, and first thing that's probably catching everybody's eye, or at least caught my eye, was this massive sell-off in the morning. So we can see from pretty much when I exited the trade yesterday, the price remained stable overnight, and then as soon as market opened, just started dumping. And you can see I had drawn some support lines here that go way back to I think, what are we on, the 5-minute there? So I think these are a couple minute supports. Then you can see some tests that I caught out here. So it was just plummeting this morning. And let's go down to the minute chart. All right, scroll back over to today. Okay, so this is that massive sell-off. And you'll see here, I drew a circle around one of the candlesticks. And I was watching this chart this morning from the moment it opened. By the time I had entered the trade, I was not able to look at it as frequent, so I put that limit sell in. But I saw this drop off in the morning, and you can imagine, if you don't see the rest of the chart to the right, pretending it's right here, 941. The price is currently way outside of its or it's not way outside, but it's outside of its Bollinger Band. The RSI is oversold. MACD was negative, and still, for some reason, I was just excited on the pump, just like my old instinct of wanting to catch a Bollinger bounce. I was so tempted to buy there. I saw the MACD was negative though, and stuck to my plan, waited, and just seeing what happened maybe not proves the plan, but it did me just. So just going back to what I'm always saying, I don't like to trade a negative MACD. I think there might have even been from the previous day. Let's see. It was right here. I mean, it was already so much more below the previous day. I thought there was going to be a bounce there. But nope, I'm glad I didn't buy, because if we look at it, this drop off was steep, and it never even came back to the middle of the Bollinger ribbon until pretty much 10, almost half an hour later. But kept my eye on it, saw this bottom here. Might have tried to draw some trend lines, but this is where I started keeping my eye on it. You can see starting all the way back here, MACD, trend was reversing, going back up towards zero. There was the crossover. Right here, we have a new higher low, and then a new higher high, crossing over the middle of the Bollinger Band, and the MACD is becoming positive. I don't think I wanted to buy in here. Is it positive here yet? No, still negative. This is a support line I drew for MACD. Let's see if I zoom out, you can see it. Probably have to go to a larger candlestick range, but or a larger candlestick period. Is this right? Am I looking at the right day? Yeah. Okay. So coming back in, I did not get immediately, still negative. So right here is zero, this gray line. Where I did get in, MACD had just crossed. I was anticipating a bounce off the middle Bollinger Band, as we'd seen here. So yep, I bought in. It did go sideways for a little while, but no reason to panic and sell. I got my higher high to draw my trend line, started riding out, and it sold. It hit my 0.5% goal. The price did keep going, but today was not a day I could continue watching it minute for minute. I feel like I would have had the patience to ride it out a little bit longer, but it is important to not get greedy. The plan is 0.5%. That's the goal. I'm always happy when I hit it. So that's what we did here. And yeah, I was pretty happy, particularly on this case, because of this incident right here. It was the same feeling I used to have back in the day. I was like, oh, it's outside. There's the green candle. There's the reversal. I can maybe even do a quick one as it returns to the middle of the ribbon. Always get screwed that way. Would have got majorly screwed on this one. So next thing I wanted to do was take a look at Google on FinViz to see if I should consider trading a different company. We were looking for a pattern that is comfortable for me to trade. There was this nice upward channel. 2-3 days ago, we saw this red candle, anticipated it coming back in, but now 2 days later, it's continuing to go out. So I might start to look for a different one. I've gone back to see how much further it could go down. Looks pretty significant on the weekly. And on the monthly, it has gone down to the 50 before. So, and last time it was with these huge candlesticks. You can see when it rides the 20, it's all these small moving days. But when the big candlesticks come in, it drops down to the 20. So I wouldn't be surprised if it does that here. So I might start looking for something new, but another successful day of Google. The plan prevails again, so I'm pretty happy about that. Getting ready for the break. This might be a little bit shorter part one episode part one But thanks for tuning in. And